Hi, we are back with Bryan Ciapessoni. We are going to talk real estate now. Okay, Bryan, so tell us what we need to be doing.
Well, real estate is really dynamic, and what I'm hoping to do today is focus on designation that I secured here about a year ago, the Senior Real Estate Specialist, and it's specifically designed for the senior community. Now, when I say that, people think, okay, transitioning into a senior facility. Not so. It deals with 50 and over, so if you're looking to maybe get that second home or transition to retirement home that you're looking for across the state. It's kind of fills in that dynamic, but the designation is truly set forth by the National Association of Realtors, which actually designed and set forth the training for this course, and in that process you basically focus on the dynamics of family experience, not only the person you're helping, but the family, because a lot of it deals with the last transition into senior facilities at times. So it's a full dynamic from transferring from either a vacation property in your later years to selling your house and transitioning into a senior facility. So there's several dynamics into it.
Is this considered a reverse mortgage?
You know, that's one of the financial options in this. A reverse mortgage may work depending on what your goal is. Everybody has a different goal. Sometimes a bridge loan is required. Looking at my more senior clients, let me go ahead and give you an example. I've had a few clients where they've had something happen. They live in their home and they had something happen, and they have to go to a assisted living facility, and their only asset is their home. So in that aspect, they need to get in quick. They got to sell their home. It takes about 60 to 90 days. By the time you get through escrow, they have no assets to pay for that care facility. The bridge loan fills that gap. We're able to sell the home, give them the liquid assets they need for the continuous care.
Is that kind of like getting gap insurance with a car? Is that kind of similar because it's taking over what the one loan's not covering?
Well, you're using the asset of the property, so you're using the asset of the real estate to fill in. So a gap is kind of different.
Okay.
But it fills in the time frame. It's kind of like a bridge. It just gets you from one point over the hump and to the other point, and to where you're able to be able to pay for the ongoing care that's needed. Now, there was another instance you made mention of reverse mortgage home, and there was a family that we were involved in. Again, a senior family where one of the family members had Alzheimer's, the other one can live independent, no problem. So they didn't need care for both, just needed care for one.
Okay.
So in that aspect, we looked at and secured a reverse mortgage for them, and to pay for the one spouse's care in the memory care facility, while the other spouse remained at home. What was nice about that is the fact there were no payments toward that mortgage. It's a reverse mortgage, so it's a reverse amortization, so it disperses out over a period of time.
Does that cover the property taxes of the property that they were still living in, the one that was not in the home still living in?
Well, you can finance that through with the property tax. The reverse amortization is like you would pay a loan and you're paying down the loan. This is actually going in reverse.
Okay.
And then there's different aspects of the reverse mortgage. I would encourage people to talk to lenders, the specific lender they're going to use. But again, what my focus is to go sit down and speak with the family, find out their needs, and truly find out. I give them options, what they may not be aware of. They may want to choose to do the reverse mortgage, which I'll give referrals out for that. If they choose to sell the home, that's when I step in, and I'll help with the sale of the home. And give another example with the one I'm working with right now. The mother is in a memory care facility. The two children live completely out of state. We got estate assets, personal property that we have to liquidate before the sale of the home. So I'm assisting them in actually liquidating those personal property assets and preparing the home and moving whatever personal property they're going to keep across state, and and then ultimately sell the home, which will actually be going on the market here next week.
So how do you know if you're eligible, what you're eligible for, if you're eligible for the reverse mortgage or if you're eligible for the bridge? Has anybody not met the criteria where their home wasn't eligible? Like, what does that entail?
Well, on the reverse mortgage, again, that's a lender end of it. With that, there's a certain age requirement, and then you have to have a certain percent of equity in the property.
That already enough paid, right?
There already has to be enough
Okay.
paid down. So, because what the lender is looking at is the fact, securing the property at the end of it or getting a payoff at the end. So if this is something that if people are fearful of, that they want the property to go to a family member, so they're in fear of the reverse mortgage, well, at the end of the loan, or when it's time to satisfy the loan can be simply satisfied and family can secure their home, but still you use the asset to assist the person that needed the money, basically to pay for ongoing care.
Okay, so what are the different options that we have? You said there's so many. So there's reverse mortgage, there's the bridge.
There's a bridge loan, there's reverse mortgage, there is the downsizing option.
Okay, what's that?
Downsizing, I have a number of clients who have like a couple acres of land or a large house, and they're looking for going something, either independent living facility, which are several good ones in town, and I help them try to identify and locate which ones they want to visit. Or maybe they simply want to go into a planned unit development, or maybe a condominium, and just basically get smaller, and they don't have to take care of these 2 acres and all these trees and
Oh
deal with
yeah, I have a
those
lot of family
expenses.
because I have a lot of farmers in my family,
Yeah.
so that's something that's needed because the kids have to like figure all this out when.
It's difficult. You get the family transition with farms and stuff. Again, I got the 20-year farming background,
Right.
so I get the family dynamic of it. There's the sentimental value of the properties. There's the investment of larger properties, and so when we start looking at that, I'll refer out to state planners or attorneys that will help structure that for trusts. And so those can be passed out of probate, save the family a ton of money. Anybody walks out with any advice from this today is avoid probate, get a trust. Even if you just have a home, get a trust, avoid probate. You'll likely save about 10% of your estate. If not, just the state gets it between attorney fees and probate court
Is that the
fees.
biggest problem that you've encountered when helping people, that they went the wrong route?
Well, the biggest problem that people have encountered, or that we face, is finding the right avenue for what their needs are. You look at everybody you talk to, everybody's transaction or everybody's issue is completely different. So you have to take the time, and that's part of the designation. It gives you the points to look at. They've kind of pre-exposed you to it, and then there's a family dynamic. Of you're not a mediator, but you got to understand the other family needs. The children normally are trying to do the best for the parents that they can, or the spouse, and just to get an overall understanding and background to help that process through. Now, just touching bases, I did manage the Fresno County Public Administrator's Office for a couple of years, and that's a little different. That's kind of where I got my initial exposure with the estates, trust, and probate. The different dynamic is the fact when it got to us, everybody's pretty much threw up their hands, or the judges threw up their hands, and they're tired
wow.
of the family fighting.
So that's your
And
experience.
so-
We're like, avoid that, avoid the program.
Yeah, but I got it to where I got the worst cases in the county in my office. I had a great team of people there at the time, and it was mentally challenging, to say the least. But
Oh my gosh.
but we got through it and learned a lot through that process. But I've dealt with over 500 estates in those 2 years.
Oh my gosh.
So,
Wow.
Coming to this, I haven't experienced the same dynamic. The families are a lot more positive. The families, they're just trying to do their best. They just don't know what to do. They just don't know what to do. And again, I don't know everything, but I know who to send them to for specific issues. I handle the real estate needs. If there's a trust that needs to be dealt with, or if there's a divorce during the later years, while one needs memory care, but we need to sell the property while they're in a facility, and that's the only asset. There's a lot of dynamics with that. Again, I'm dealing with one just like that right now. So it's working with the attorneys and getting everybody on the same page and making sure we move forward.
And do you have I know you don't deal with the legal side of things anymore, but do you still have a lot of conflict where it's like within a family where one person's like, this is what we're doing, and the other person's like, no, this is what we're doing, and then who has the final say when, because some of these elderly people are losing, they're getting to where it's like some dementia or something, and so who at that point is, if there's no in between of who's taking care of them, do you have problems with who's making the decision?
Well, usually there's a power of attorney set up, and a lot of times there could be a joint power of attorney.
Okay.
So who's ever the designated power of attorney, or if you deal with, say, the executor or the administrator of the state that's identified by the court, then you deal with those people directly. The other family dynamics, you try to balance things out and give everybody a chance to get heard, but ultimately, who's ever the person, your ultimate client is the person who owns the property, correct? And they've chose somebody to represent them. If they're unable to, then you listen to the person they chose.
Okay. So you don't have that problem right now.
Oh, you still have it because then you have the family dynamics of it. But again, it's so far while working in this designation, the families have been great to deal with. There's always a little hiccup here and there. We deal with it, move on. Everybody's been really good about ensuring to the fact that the focus is on the client, the person who needs the care, the person who needs to be moving forward.
Okay, so what step do we come to you at? Like if I'm just like, hey, I want to put my mom in a home now. Not that I'm saying I want to put my mom in a home.
Careful, she might be listening.
I know, so not my mom, other people's moms. At what point is it like, let's go to Bryan?
Okay, have the discussion if depending on if there's the mental status of the person who owns the property. Have the family conversation, have that discussion with the elder person. And a lot of times, I'll tell you, the majority of the calls I get are from the elderly. It's not from the kids. It's from the elderly. And if you're looking to, or they're looking to identify what their options are, it's usually at the onset. A lot of times they've already, or the majority of the time, they've already identified what facility or community or housing development they want to go into. If they don't know, I'll be more than happy to start directing them.
Okay.
But the majority of clients that I'm getting have already identified that. They just need to know, okay, what are my options? Or if they don't know, is that even something they want to do, go ahead and call me up front, and I'll be more than happy to sit down and make an appointment with you.
And we have all your information, right?
You have all the information. And if they're really not sure and they really don't understand what a SRES is or does still after this, I do have a booklet, and I'll give my little commercial here.
Let's do it.
A booklet that will go ahead and explain the process. It will give some of my services and kind of regurgitate basically what we spoke about. One part of this is a lot of people don't really understand, Sparkle, what they are paying at home versus some of these care facilities.
Yeah.
And so a lot of it, I'm dealing with my aunt right now. She doesn't truly understand what she's paying on in-home care. And for 8 hours care in-home compared to a 24-hour assisted living, she'd be paying less at 24-hour assisted living.
Oh my God.
So, but yeah, I'll let you take a peek at that real quick. But that's something I felt as a useful tool to at least allow people to make an informed decision. There's a lot of sentimental value in the homes. There's lifestyle concerns. There's my aunt's concern is, can I still, 92 years old, get this, she still has a birthday club, she still has a retiree club,
Oh,
and then
that's
she has
awesome.
Edison Social Club.
That's
and
what
she's
keeps you
concerned
younger.
that she's not going to be able to make all of her social events.
Oh my gosh, I
So,
love it.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's awesome. So we're having that discussion right now.
Right. Iron Key Real Estate. I love the name too. That's so
Iron
like
Key,
Iron Key.
local brokerage. The brokers are local guys who've been in the industry a number of years. They started the Iron Key about 2 years ago, and just really solid local people. Just really good people.
Well,
I
the
really
good thing is
enjoy
that you
working
seem to
with
have
them.
so much experience between what you were doing, before you were even doing real estate. So you know, like both ends of it.
Yeah, it's proven to be very helpful, and especially when I work with my attorney clients and helping them through the process. I know what they need when they go to court, so I'm able to prepare them, make things more
It's like free
efficient for
legal
them.
advice that most realtors don't have.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll guarantee there's not another realtor in town that had the probate experience.
I wouldn't
as
think
the
so,
manager of the
yeah.
Fresno County Public Administrator's Office.
Right.
There are none. But I don't give legal advice. I give direction and speak with the attorney.
Nice. Do we have a video? I think we have a video to play of yours. Thank you so much, Brian. I want to see this. Anything else you want to say before we see your video? I want to see
Just
it.
thank you for the opportunity. And again, our true focus is to focus on our senior community and just to help them live a more fulfilling and enjoyable life, whatever that might look like. But yeah, no, thank you
Great.
for the opportunity. I think you're going to show a video of current listing we have. We got a number of off-market listings, an up and coming, but we just want to feature one today. That's from Morgan Hill, and it's you got it up yet? We're working at it. It's about 2,500 square feet.
Oh, wow.
And the price point of it is about $675.
Nice.
But beautiful Gary McDonald home in a gated community.
Oh, that is beautiful.
And that's Peach and Tea area.
That's ideal location.
Yes.
That is so beautiful.
Yeah, you see it. They did a very good job with this home.
That's such a good location too. Peach and
Yeah.
Tea.
Yeah, it's right there by the Buchanan area, Buchanan Estates, and so the school's just basically across the street.
Oh, that is gorgeous.
Might be the perfect home for a local actress.
It might be a little out of my price range. Oh, that is so nice. How old is this home?
It's new construction.
Just completely brand new. Oh my
Completely
gosh.
brand new.
That is so beautiful. I was going to say, that looks just so modern, spacious, big. That is so beautiful.
Well, again, thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Ryan. This is so informative. This is really, really good. I'm so happy you're here to explain all these things. I learned so much right now.
Well, I look forward to coming back.
Thank you.
Okay.